The most evil corporate acts in Cyberpunk 2077. 1. The crashed airship. This is why DTR is an evil cyberpunk corporation. Decker, Tanaka, and Rogers, DTR for short, is one of the biggest shipping companies in Cyberpunk. In 2076, they controlled 53% of America's shipping industry, and by 2077, they had their eyes on global 2-day free shipping. But even a cyberpunk FedEx is still evil. Sometime in 2077, a DTR airship crashed in the Badlands, and you can find what remains just east of Rocky Ridge. The official cause? Pilot freaking error. But the pilot's family wouldn't buy it. How does $1 million whale packed up with the latest tech just fall from the sky? This got local media curious, and Mary Vidor found something horrifying. Turns out, DTR knew of the ship's ongoing problems, the mechanical failures and faulty tech, but they still let it fly. They're the goddamn cyberpunk Boeing. So Mary planned a story to expose them. DTR cargo plane defective, innocent pilot blamed in accident, or better yet, DTR trafficking death. But no matter the title, her friend asked her to drop it. Okay, not bad, but this story's messy. DTR will do anything to sweep this under the rug. And he was right. Near the ship's engine, you'll find recording equipment, a camera on sticks, and what's left of Mary. It's another case of a corporation burying the truth, and all their enemies with it. 2. The false flag. This is why Arasaka is an evil cyberpunk corporation. In Cyberpunk, Arasaka is the big bad ugly. In fact, they catch more than the second girl from 2 Girls 1 Cup, but for good reason. See, they love false flags. A false flag is any operation where one blames an act on someone else, like Japan blowing up its railroads to invade Manchuria, or for my basement dwelling chooms, 9/11 being an inside job.
Me?
Do Padre's gig and he'll send you after Jose Luis, a Valentino who shot up some NC pigs. But instead of rotting in jail, his bail was paid by a mysterious sponsor. And old Padre wants to know who. At his hideout, things point to Militech being his benefactor. There's gear, weapons, and even vehicles. But even Johnny finds that strange.
Either they're planning a costume party, or they're gearing up for a different sort of party.
Eventually, you'll find all the answers on his computer. There are emails warning him to stay out of trouble until the job's complete. And from who exactly? Well, it's Arasaka. Jose, our patience has its limits. You f up again, you'll get a rope around your neck. Arasaka pays for solving problems and punishes those for creating new ones. Arasaka hired Jose's crew to dress up as Militech and attack their facility, and they wanted blood.
The deal was to attack your convoy, not an entire Arasaka facility.
Dude, they were willing to sacrifice their own people to justify going to war with them on the streets. That's pretty damn evil. 3. The Gift of Napalm. This is why Kendachi is an evil cyberpunk corporation. Cyberpunk fans know of corporations like Arasaka and Kuroshi. But what about Kendachi? They're smaller, sure, but they're one of the biggest players in the weapons industry, and even they have their secrets. Max Jones is a media with a fetish for corporate scandals, and this often puts him in the crosshairs of some very powerful people. And his latest story? Kendachi's humanitarian missions into South America. A story that leads to a newspaper shop right here in Little China. You can visit the shop and find Tiger Claws executing the owner, but not just any owner. This is Hunter Highland, a war vet and ex-Kendachi employee. And in leaked emails to Max, Hunter was ready to blow the whistle. It was in no way humanitarian what we did there. Meet at my shop, make sure no one follows. But Kendachi was listening. They intercepted emails and put a bounty on his head, one you can still find in one of the Tiger Claws' pockets. But before his death, Hunter tried spilling the truth of what went down. Left the files where we had lunch, but be warned, it's a nightmare. We napalmed entire villages, and we made sure everyone was home first. Kendachi wasn't just testing weapons, they were testing them on people, literally dousing entire South American villages in fire. 4. The car crash. This is why Kuroshi is an evil cyberpunk corporation. Tucker Albach was the vice managing director of Kuroshi, a leading corporation in optical cyberware. But she was demoted after an incident, one that would expose just how bad corporations really are. Run gigs for Padre and he'll tell you all about Rosita, a 17-year-old Glen girl with a picture-perfect smile. And she was taken by a drunk driving corpo in the dead of night. That corpo? Tucker freaking Albach. Padre wants you to settle the score, to get revenge for Rosita. But there's more to the story if you dig through her emails. See, the Night City Police Department actually had footage proving Albach was guilty, but she was protected by the company's insurance policy covering vehicle manslaughter. Then there's an email from Jacob Land, CEO of Kuroshi, and in it he reveals why Tucker was really demoted. If this sounds like a punishment, good. Maybe you'll learn something. This isn't about the girl, obviously. It's because you were a gonk, driving alone, drunk, with important documents in the trunk. This could have ended badly for the company. Very, very badly. Outback wasn't demoted for hitting a girl. Kuroshi didn't care about that. She was demoted for keeping documents in her car that put the company at risk. Let that sink in. 5. The Bombing of Busan. This is why Militech is an evil cyberpunk corporation. Night City's huge, but remember, it's just one piece of the cyberpunk universe. For my K-pop loving I always wondered about South Korea, or rather, United Korea, as that's what it's called in cyberpunk terms. And let me just say, they've been through some pretty tough shit. Head to the old WNS news station here in Northside. It's right in front of the Toten Taz. Inside, you'll find a shard that drops a brutal truth about Korea. Our young readers may not recall that the Korean city, formerly 4 million strong, was wiped off the face of the earth. Sources point at Militech, whose tendencies of tyranny led to the creation and spread of a lab-drawn deadly virus. So virulent that the Korean government still won't lift the strict quarantine on Busan all these decades later. Turns out, Seoul's fine, but Busan, the biggest port in South Korea, was wiped off the map by Militech, just like Hong Kong. But here's where it gets creepy. See satellite images from Seoul caught movement in Busan. No survivors, just machines. See, before the war, Busan was a hyper-automated metropolis, and it was a human virus, not a computer one. Now the bots are still out there, repairing, cleaning, and going through their routines. They never got the memo that humanity's gone. 6. Causing cyberpsychosis. So don't forget that this corporation caused cyberpsychosis. Regina Jones, one of Night City's top fixers, is obsessed with cyberpsychosis. It's the condition that took down David, Maine, and even V. No known cure, no exact cause, but there are some theories. In Ticket to the Major Leagues, Regina sends you to a dock owned by Bodyweight Life Preservation Systems, a smaller corp dealing in medical supplements. Your target is Alec Johnson, a glitter addict cyberpsycho who raided the warehouse looking for paracetamol. That's a pricey drug that counters the effects of glitter. But here's the twist. Alec was doomed from the start. See, before you arrive, he had his fun with the staff on site, which includes Frank, the guard, and a corpo with an encrypted message. I drew up the accounts and it looks like we made a handsome profit off our original investment. The guard claims glitter cut with paracetamol is the most popular choice. I'm expecting continued profits in the short term, though we shall see how the product affects our customers' lifespans. Reports of an increase in cyberpsychosis directly correlate with our network, but we'll omit that from the report. It seems as long as the cash rolls in, even a medical corporation is happy to sell poison. The classic Night City corporate experience. And 7. Forced labor and slaves. Here's proof that slavery exists in Cyberpunk. One of the fun side activities in Cyberpunk are suspected organized crimes, little hotspots where you can get your target practice in. But they're more than just target practice. If you take a moment to look around, these crimes paint a darker story about Night City. Take this one on Willow Street, right in the heart of Japantown. The NCPD dispatch tasked you with eliminating Shinobu Amae, a Tiger Claw convicted of human trafficking and forced labor. But here's the kicker. It's not gangs or back alley organizations driving up demand. It's the very corporations running Night City. On Shinobu's body is a list. 15 workers for Kuroshi, 8 for All Foods. Yaiba even wants 2 smart ones. And Biotechnica, they want 25 for human experimentation. And how the hell do I know that? Well, they're saying they can be sick. Who the hell even asked for that? And on Shinobu's computer is an email from another Tiger Claw calling him out. Shinobu, what's up with these cages? Gotta keep the workers there. I lock them up, nobody will run. They're illegals. Where the f would they go? Down to the station to get deported? Enough with the cage. Seriously. In a universe where human experimentation, war for profit, and 5 days of paid vacation are the norm, it's nice to see human slavery on that list too. Good job keeping it consistent, Cyberpunk corpos. And if you're still watching, go ahead and watch that video on the Afterlife secrets. Peace.